In this replay, we'll be looking at our friend Spectrum here. He's playing a ones match. I believe he said it was his rank up match for Plat 3. So a big emphasis he wanted me to look at is positioning for challenges. He says it felt a little awkward recently about going for challenges and maybe trying to keep possession a little bit. And he thinks the positional thing that's holding him back. So we'll take a look and see if we can find anything and point anything out that's obvious. Always a great kickoff from Spectrum. I like the aggressiveness on the corner. I mean, Spectrum's a fairly mechanical player, so I'm not surprised to see this. It didn't work out, but at least he got like a 50 and recovered okay. Or is this a goal? No, yeah. And that's what's going to happen when you if you're going for a more fancy play in ones, you got to accept the fact that if you don't hit it, you're going to get scored on. So, ooh, slightly slow kickoff there compared to our opponent. I think our opponent is speed flipping. If I look here. Yeah, he has a really nice speed flip too. So, something we just got to keep track of, right? Our opponent has a really nice speed flip. Just mentally tab that, right? Good kickoff goal from them. Oh, they faked it. Very interesting. I don't know why if you have a nice speed flip, you'd ever fake a kickoff. That just, especially this kickoff, like, I hate people who fake this kickoff because you're basically saying, here, take this ball and do whatever you want to me, right? At least if it's like, if we're in the diagonal position, pen. If we're over here, right, for kickoff and you fake it, at least that ball like rolls to your corner if it works, or like their momentum's taking them this way and they have to turn like this, and you get a full boost pad. In theory, like, you should be able to get a full boost pad if you fake it well enough, right? But like this one, you're just basically asking them to like dribble you, break your axle, blast this ball directly down your throat. Like, I just don't like it. Now you have like no boost too after the save, so not a perfect save, you just get scored off. That's stupid, I think, personally, but good play from Spectrum. Again, our opponent had a really nice fast kickoff. We have a little bit of whiff here. Yeah, very awkward. I don't know why. Very awkward here. I'm surprised he didn't just keep going. I don't know why he didn't have the confidence to know that, I'm just shitting on his opponent right now, but like, you go through this, you see he doesn't get that boost, like, just roll through that. Go blast, go try to challenge him. And then we do this. I would just stay on the ground for the most part. I would just keep going back towards my net, but anyhow, we're gonna capitalize on our opponent's mistakes, get another nice goal here. I love how I'm supposed to be looking at Spectrum's gameplay, but I'm just critiquing the other guys at the moment. Looks like he messed up the kickoff, which is good for us. And there, oh yeah, just good job creeping forward here. We see our opponent's in trouble, and yeah, capitalize on that. Easy peasy, honestly, actually. I'm a little shook. 7 goals in under a minute, or 5 goals. LOL, can't do math. 5 goals, and a lot of it's just been our opponent being silly. So I mean, we've seen our opponent mess up a few times. It's time we want to keep tab on that. They whiff a little bit, but we also don't want to assume that's how they play all the time, right? It's a very, very short burst of unfortunate plays there. Great patience for Spectrum, not jumping for this immediately and letting the play develop a little bit more. Another good block. Get this out of here. Nice. Just good defense. Didn't get the boost, which is unfortunate, but kind of hanging tight. That bump there really helped. Oof. Unfortunate. Something he could have done here is he could have, if we're going to accept the fact that we're going to let this get a shot on our net, A half flip would definitely be too much. You could just do a little drift. Do a little drift and turn, you know? Just like a Need for Speed thing where you're reversing and you like, right? Flip around, put it on the ground. So just drift and spin your car around. Probably would have been safer, although he shot pretty fast, so I don't hate your defense there either. Just an option in case you know, you need to turn around but you don't want to half flip. Good touch and recovery. We're gonna. Oh, I thought we could get there in time. All right. Yeah, a little awkward here. There's not much you can do just because you're in a terrible spot, and if you tried to leave to go back post, he's just gonna dribble this on your net. So I know it felt awkward, but you did a good job realistically of cutting him off and making this ball go at a spot he wasn't ready for. Good dribble. Ah, I just messed it up at the end. Just messed it up at the end. You know, I don't know if he was trying to go for a flick or a double jump tap or something like that. But yeah, just at the end, he messed up the dribble. Good early challenge. Way to mix that in there. They're high risk, but you can really throw your opponent off. And now that you've done that once, you can kind of set up some fake challenges here because of that. Nice, just stay behind that ball. Good bump. Yeah, get this ball out of here. Get around that. Oh, you could have. I think you could have scored that. Alright, a little awkward. Yeah. It probably is just better in this scenario. I know you want to stay close and everything, but like, you probably are better off just backing off. Another early challenge. Oof, this is bad. Yeah, and that's just tough, you know. You don't want that ball to bounce out so far for you when you're on the back ball like that. And I don't think there's a real good way to go for this, especially when you're like on that corner there. You kind of just take your L, like, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you just gotta take the L sometimes. You just ended up being in a bad position because that's just, I mean, that's kind of just where you ended up. It wasn't your fault that you ended up in that position necessarily. Oh no, let's go. Excuse me. If we're gonna full commit for this, if we're gonna be outfield like that, you might as well full commit. You know? Oof. Oh, whoa. Did my game just crash? Okay, that was weird. Insane. Okay. Nice touch. Oh, beautiful touch. Beautiful play. Opponent was trailing behind. Very nice. All right. Let's have a little hustle here, Spectrum. What are we doing? Little hustle. Let's get back. We're on a Sunday drive. We're chilling. We're looking at the plains. We're looking at the fields. We're looking at the farmland. What are we doing? And you gotta get more boost pads than that. You can't drive this far and not hit a single boost pad. You get one, and you missed all of them. You gotta hit another boost pad. Got very lucky he missed there. Good control. Yeah, you got 0. Stay behind that ball. Stay behind that ball. Get a 50. You don't want him necessarily to... You don't want to necessarily in this scenario try to cut him. You know, it just... I get you're trying to make a play happen. You're better off just getting a really solid 50 and getting out of there. And getting boost. Or flicking it or doing something. You don't want to just stay behind the ball and keep cutting it. You're just going to get the ball taken away from you. Because you can't move fast enough. Okay. Okay, risky. Worked out. I probably would have cleared that ball and got boost at the same time. Just saying. Good touch, but we're wasting all our boost here. Right, I feel like we just had 100. Do we not? Yeah, we just got 100 here. Whipped all the way around. Ah, it's because of the... Okay, it's because we got boost and corrected to turn around. But yeah, we still need to be better about boost management here. We can't have 6, we have 40, and then all of a sudden have 6 before we even go for the ball for like an aerial or an attack, right? So I think that goal is chalked up to poor boost management. You should definitely you just need more. Yeah, you know, conserve it better. A lot of the time when you're doing that too, it's because you're not picking up little boost pads too, or you're not feathering your boost, or you have, let's say you mess up a dribble, or you not as efficient as you should be.
Big boy.
Aoi Mir just followed.
Aoi Mir, thank you so much for following. Appreciate you. All right. Oof. Would have been a nice cut if it, didn't go away from you. Be careful here, Spectrum. Be careful here. Nice. Always be careful with challenging in their corner. It's dangerous. Oh, cut that. Oof. We get the touch here. We gotta. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Very awkward sequence here. Very awkward sequence. Oh. Again, we just messed up this dribble. Got too much on the one side. That's unfortunate. Don't need to watch it again. But yeah, just a little unfortunate there. Covering back again, another whiff. Yeah, be careful. Don't want to overextend here. Where is bro? What did he do? The Spectrum stole that boost. And he just bailed? He didn't even get any little boost pads? That's crazy to me. So when we turn around here and we see him super deep like this, right? Like he's across the field. We don't need to boost to get to this ball. Like we can take our time a little bit here. So we don't need to boost and waste nearly half our boost to just get to the ball before we make a play, right? This is that boost conservation that I was trying to tell you about earlier. And now we basically take our time when we get there anyway. So what was the point of rushing to this ball just to take our time again? You know, you weren't being challenged. You could have taken your time much more. And then the whiff to end the game. I think you're just holding on to the ball maybe a little too long. Obviously the ball was right on top of you, so the flick wasn't great. It worked out because you scored, but flicks and just in general car control on the ground seem to be something you could work on. And then let's kill time. Yeah, just keep control. Flick it. So I feel like you get the setup, but you just try to hold on to it too long. Maybe you just need to flick it right away. Either way, overall, it was a good game, Spectrum. Obviously, you won. You got your Plat 3, which is congrats. But there was just a lot of just whiffs and I would say mechanical things you could have worked on. There's certain times you just lingered around and you should have been maybe retreating a little bit farther, or there's the one where you like stopped moving on his side of the field when he was going for the ball, and you should just challenge or whatever, right? I think those things just come with playing a little bit more, and I feel like you hesitated a lot this game. Maybe it just felt like you weren't fluid like you normally are. So it almost felt like you didn't warm up. Is what it kind of felt like. It felt like there wasn't a warm up. I feel like there is some inconsistency there, like you're trying to knock off the rust. But overall good. I would strongly recommend a lot of like groundwork for you. Maybe staying away from some of the like air dribbles a little bit while we're trying to rank up and grind out a little bit more, but you know, mixing them in when they're appropriate. Obviously you're a fairly mechanical player, so I don't want to take that away from you either. So I don't know, I mean, very, very good overall. I really appreciate you sending in your replay. Let me know if you have any more questions, Spectrum. I'll be happy to answer them in Discord. If you want your replay analyzed, you should head over to my Discord. Link in the description, and then drop a replay in there, and we can get to that sometime soon. Okay, appreciate you sending in the replay again, Spectrum, and thank you.